Time once again for another edition of Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Bradley Meyer of the Okoboji Wellness Clinic of Spirit Lake. Good morning, Dr. Meyer.
Great morning to you, Dave.
Well, you have great stories to tell us about today, some hope stories, including this one's going to begin once again with hyperbaric treatments, but you had a patient that was having some issues. I think you mentioned COPD and fatigue, and that's turning out to be a game changer for this patient.
Absolutely. You know, he's short of breath, fatigue, needing to take naps in the afternoon. This is over the course of the last 2 years, and his quality of life has just not been where it needs to be. And he came in, and I noticed, oh, well, you're on a statin for cholesterol. And so we got talking about that. He came in to talk about hyperbarics, but this is what we do here at the Integrative Okoboji Wellness Clinic. We talk about a lot of things, about prevention and making you feel better. And so I'm like, well, you know, cholesterol actually does a lot of good things for us, and statins block cholesterol. And did you know that statins actually can block testosterone and estrogen? So those things those are hormones that can provide you stamina, skin health, libido, energy. And so it's like oh, by the way, I've been on a statin for 30 or 40 years, and now I've got low libido, I've got fatigue, I've got, on and on and on. And you look at what's going on here. So great news is that, yeah, he had an incredible 6 hyperbaric treatments in. We recommended he stop that statin because the evidence is incredible right now that cholesterol might not be linked to cardiovascular disease and heart attacks like we once thought. It's more related to inflammation. And so cholesterol, as I was saying a little bit earlier, does a lot of really good things, really good for brain health. It's a vitamin. It helps in the processing and production of vitamin D, which we need. We found that during COVID. A lot of people that had low vitamin D didn't fare as well with an infection compared to high vitamin D. So all these things that over time we thought we were doing a great job blocking cholesterol with these statins, and there's a downside. So that's something you really want to talk to your primary care doctor, your doctor about, your cardiologist about, see what's the upside to this to what's the downside to this. And that's something I'd be happy to talk to you as well, because tonight on Wellness Wednesday, we're going to get into more about statins and all about, in more an expansive way, of the whole history of it and how they work and some of the things we touched on during this visit here. But and that touches then into how do you establish care with me here at the clinic? Because I'm not only doing things from a treatment perspective, from a conventional medicine perspective, managing your medications, your prescription medications, but if you want to walk towards getting off of those medications and go on to do more prevention, that's what I'm here for too. So when you sign up for the membership, the monthly membership for me to manage your primary care, your health care, we can go either way. If you're wanting to stick with your prescriptions, we can talk about that and do that. But if you're wanting to get more into that prevention realm and talk about all the different modalities we have here to improve your quality of life, we can do that. That includes statins. So that may be something you come in on a visit, and we've got long appointment times, usually 30 to 60 minutes, unlimited visits with this membership. So we can really get to the root cause of what's going on with you and then catch those things that might be early signs of problems that could develop down the road before they turn into a problem. So that's kind of the whole around the world in 7 to 8 minutes, Dave, that what we're doing here, what we're talking about tonight with the Wellness Wednesday. How do you establish? What does it mean to get going and to establish here at the clinic or to utilize our services? And so a lot of times when people will come here, they'll walk through the clinic for Wellness Wednesday. They get to see the facilities. They get to answer get their questions answered and have a better idea what the steps look like forward to get going on that journey.
Well, and we talk about this often. One of the things that you're doing a little differently is, yes, you're certainly doing traditional medicine where if we come in with bronchitis or something like that, you might treat us one way. But when we come in with a situation like this, you might treat us a bit differently. And I was telling you, it was interesting that you brought up the statin thing, because I have been reading where the testosterone level in the U.S. for guys is at its lowest level like ever. And so when you say that statins affect testosterone, I'm like thinking, well, you put two and two together, they're saying our testosterone as a country is low, statin use is high, and I'm not blaming all of the testosterone on statins. I don't want to go there, but it certainly could be one of the factors.
Right. It's something that deserves investigation and looking at and consideration. And it didn't even touch on brain health. The brain is consisting of a lot of fat and cholesterol. So how can the messaging, if you're having some memory difficulties and you're on a statin that's lowering your cholesterol level, it stands to reason that the brain's not going to process as fast as it needs to, and the memory's not going to be as good. So these are all important things to ponder, to consider when you come in and talk to me about it, about whether or not you feel like I feel like it's a good thing to consider getting off statins or whatever that medication may be. It's something that you need to talk to a provider to do it in a responsible manner, and if you are going to be weaning off certain medications, because many times it does take time to do those things, and you have to have a plan that you've discussed with your medical provider to do that. So,
all right, well, Dr. Meyer, people spend a whole lot of money on health care, and you know what? They can come over tonight and meet you for Wellness Wednesdays, 6:30 to 7:30 Wednesday nights. They can meet you, they can see your facilities, and that doesn't cost them a thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's non-binding, and a lot of times at these events we have little coupons and handouts for discounts in some of the modalities that we have here. So that's always another reason to come in and check us out. So, come see us tonight. We are at right next to Ace Hardware, Fix Ace Hardware in Spirit Lake off Highway 71, 3305 Bergquist Avenue. And our phone number is 712-339-6024 if you want to call and inquire about any of our services, establishing care, what that looks like. We like to give tours of the place, and at any time you can come in and say, hey, can I just have a walkthrough? Absolutely. So we like this place to feel not like your traditional medical clinic. We want it to feel comfortable, homey, and welcoming, so that you want to be hanging out with us. So.
Very good. Dr. Meyer, thank you so much. Always love having you on for Wellness Wednesdays, and we'll check in with you next week.
Sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
Dave. Have a great day.
Thank you. Dr. Bradley Meyer, Okoboji Wellness Clinic in Spirit Lake.